Greetings, viewers, and welcome to another episode of The Collection Crib. I'm your host, Tyler Cloud. Today, I'm going to be showing you all my entire collection of vinyl records that were released on Record Store Day or Record Store Day's Black Friday. Hey, who says a classic never dies? I mean, I think records are now more popular than they ever were. And, cassettes came, and then 8-tracks came, and then the actual optical media CDs came. But hey, who can forget the vinyl records? You can, grab them, you can smell them, you can put the little needle on them. There's just something to records that just resonates to every generation. Sure, we had Napster, iTunes, and all that, where, if you want to listen to a song, you can just click a button and there it is. But there's just something about records that just really just appeals to the eye. The cover, the actual record itself, and just all sorts of designs and all sorts of songs that comes with it, and even different colors. And I think that's kind of the more attractive aspect to the record is, just the design, like the covers and the pictures, all sorts of stuff. So I figure I'd go ahead and just show you guys all the records I've collected all the way from 2014 to today, since today is Record Store Day, and I'll show you guys the 2 records that I purchased on this very special day, as well as all the other ones, including just a couple that are really, really, really cool. They weren't Record Store Day, but they just kind of fit the whole gimmick of special records. And we're going to start off this one with the 13th Floor Elevators 45, or what is it, the LP 45, where it's only a single or 2 singles, but it's on like a half the size of an actual vinyl. Leave a comment down below if I said that wrong. But the 13th Floor Elevators, the psychedelic Texas band who definitely left an impression on me when I first heard them in 2013. And just look at this thing, the eye of the pyramid, and just the psychedelic colors, just the surrealism, and, the Illuminati, yada yada. But this is really cool. I love this little 45, and it has the Floor Elevators' most famous track, You're Gonna Miss Me, and Try to Hide. Really, really cool. This one came out in 2016, and it's a really fascinating 45 LP. Really, really cool. And there's the background of the sleeve it came in. It's really kind of hard to put it back inside because I don't want to try to damage the sides. It's really, really tight. I really wish they kind of made it just a little bit looser, just so I can be able to put the record back in. But I just kind of wanted to show you guys the limited edition background, and of course the 45 itself. Beautiful. And as a fan of the 13th Floor Elevators, you couldn't get any better with a Record Store Day release than this, until 2023's Bull of the Woods. And this one is a very, very lovely record. I love the 13th Floor Elevators, but there was something about the last record that just kind of, I wouldn't say turned me away, just because this was Rocky Erickson's final 13th Floor Elevator band release, and it's just a very interesting album. Cover, of course, with a bull in it, kind of gives it that country look, and since they're from Texas. Here we got the sleeve. I turn it over. I guess they were trying to push, I wouldn't say distance themselves, but just kind of push that psychedelic colors out of the way, and they were just trying something different. I'll show you fans the record itself. Oh, come on now. There we go. Lovely white. Really, really cool. We got the front and the back. Really lovely. Put that back in without damaging the paper. This might be a recurring theme in this episode. Let's put it back in. This is my first record episode on the Collection Crib, so you'll have to forgive me. There we go. I'm going to try a different way of how to put them in and out without damaging the paper or the record itself. So I put that in there. But yeah, 13th Floor Elevators, one of my favorite bands. They only had 3 albums, and this was their last one. This was a Black Friday exclusive, which I got in November of 2023. And just to be clear, not every record I'm going to remember the specific year of when I got it, but I'll try to do my best. If it has like the price sticker or whatever, I'll let you guys know. But let us move on to the Beach Boys Christmas album. This was also the Black Friday 2023 exclusive, and Christmas was around the corner, and hey, what's wrong with the Beach Boys and Christmas? I mean, they go pretty well together. So let's see, I'm going to take out the record and show you all the beautiful green. Yeah, look at that, beautiful. Got kind of like that old school rainbow center there. Really, really lovely. Little Saint Nick, Man with All the Toys, Merry Christmas Baby, Frosty the Snowman. Really cool. I think it's one of the few green records I own until the one that I just purchased today, which I'll get to in a little bit. All right, the next record is Big Brother and the Holding Company, Janice Joplin, and her performance at the Monteray International Pop Festival. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not a big Janice fan, and, Big Brother, kind of, same thing, but this record definitely got my interest in Janice, with songs like Down on Me, Ball and Chain. I mean, this performance pretty much made her career. But look at this record. It's like light purple with black smears on it. Oh my god, you can see through it. Really, really beautiful. Beautiful record. And if you're not familiar with Monterey, it was kind of like Woodstock 2 years prior. It had all these rising stars, including a few that were still popular at the time, like the Mamas and Papas, and Jimi Hendrix made his first big appearance there. Well, not first big, but his first real huge performance before Woodstock. But yeah, Janice Joplin at Monterey, definitely give a listen to. Even if you're not a Janice or Big Brother fan, it is definitely worth the listen. Okay, the next one we've got is not exactly a record store day records, but I figure, since this specific movie is still out in theaters, I thought I would include it since it's still kind of the mania of it, if that's the perfect terms for it. I give you the Godzilla record from FYE. Oh my, where do I begin with this? Back in 2019, I believe, FYE was doing a sale when the King of the Monsters movie came out, and these two records literally caught my eye. Godzilla 1954 to 75 and Godzilla 1984 to 1995. So pretty much we've got the Showa era and the Heisei era records, and oh my goodness, this is a very interesting collection. We've got two records each in the Godzilla collection here. I'm going to take out the let's see. I'm going to take out the first one here. I think they're the same color. So let me see what we've got here. We've got the, oh goodness, what do I say? It's not white. I would say mist color, I guess. Maybe clear, I guess. Like a clear color. Not exactly the right color I would give for a Godzilla record. Maybe gray or green, or maybe even I don't know, light blue from the spikes on the back. But yeah, all the tracks here are pretty much like the background music and the scores from the movies, and really, really fascinating. Yep, same color. And that is the the filmography. Here, for instance, we've got the Godzilla main theme. It's pretty much a track from every single movie. Even though I think the Godzilla versus Hedorah kind of missed an opportunity there. They only have that theme where Godzilla is flying. You all know, what clip I'm talking about. Where's Save the Earth? I mean, when I think of Godzilla versus Hedorah, I think of the song Save the Earth. I wish that was included on the record, but it's still pretty cool that they have, the colored pictures of Godzilla and whatnot. Really, really fascinating record, and there's not too many FYEs out there as much as they used to, but when this came out, I just thought it was one of the most interesting things. When I saw it, I was just I have to have it. So here is the Heisei records. It is purple. Lovely, lovely, lovely purple. I mean, oh my goodness. This is what I think about when I think of beautiful colored records. Just in terms of a gimmick or whatever, but beautiful. Okay, next we've got Linkin Park Hybrid Theory and Linkin Park's Meteora. Now these two were released a few years ago, especially Meteora, and I think Hybrid Theory was a Black Friday exclusive, I believe. When Meteora, it was a couple years ago, forgive me, but this I believe was Record Store Day, and this was Black Friday. And we all know how awesome Linkin Park is. Rest in peace, Chester Bennington. But the Hybrid Theory has a red vinyl, my favorite color. Oh, God, look at that. It looks like lipstick red. It is beautiful. I'm going to say beautiful and gorgeous a lot on this episode, but, come on. Like I said, this is my first record episode besides the Beatle Revolver one I did a year or so back. But, Linkin Park, you can't go wrong. The death of new metal and the rise of, new alternative metal, I guess you could say. Definitely worth picking up if you can find it on eBay or whatnot. So let me put Hybrid Theory back. Whoop, there we go. And Meteora. Definitely a really, really cool record. This one, kind of fitting how Hybrid Theory is red and Meteora is blue. Look at that beautiful blue. Blue skies. Ugh. Like, this is the color that the first Godzilla records should have been. And, whew, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful record. And, like I said, any Linkin Park fan should pick these up. And I think they have, like, What I've Done, or, Minutes to Midnight. That's my apologies. That's the name of the record, Minutes to Midnight. That's usually at Walmart or something. But these two, I definitely remember getting for Record Store Day / Black Friday. Really, really cool. So now we move on from Linkin Park to Lou Reed. Oh yes, the lead singer of the Velvet Underground went on to have a solo career. And while I'm not exactly the biggest fan of Lou Reed's solo work, and this is actually one of the few that I actually kept in the wrapping. I didn't get a chance to listen to it yet. But it's a white colored vinyl, and it's the 50th anniversary of him. And, what can you say? Take a walk on the wild side. All right, now we're going to move on to Macho Man's Be a Man. Oh, yeah, we're going to be a man. I'm coming for you, Hulk Hogan. Seriously, this thing actually exists. This is a purple record. This is when Macho Man, I guess he was going through his midlife crisis and released a rap album pretty much trashing Hulk Hogan and whatnot. And once again, this one's a light purple record, and I've listened to it once. I mean, it's the Macho Man Randy Savage doing a rap album. No more, no less. This actually has to be heard to be believed. I mean, everyone has an acquired taste, so take this record for what you will, but I will say it's definitely an entertaining listen to. And, it's the Macho Man doing a rap album. What more can I say? Really, really fascinating record. Like songs like Be a Man, Let's Get It On, Macho Thing. It's funny. Funny, entertaining, only the Macho Man can. And, oh yeah, first time on vinyl, Record Store Day, be there. So now let's move on to the Ramones, live at the Wireless. I'm not exactly the biggest Ramones fan, but I did have like a huge interest in them in 2021. And this is their only live record that I have from them. I pull it out, and we've got a black album. I thought it would be red, but it's still pretty cool. I think it's going to be the only black record on this episode, but hey, I got to show one instead of one that are all different colors. And it's got Blitzkrieg Bop, Want to Be Sedated, Just Want to Have Something to Do, Surfing Bird, California Sun. Really great tracks. It's at limited 13,000, so they say. Who knows of the actuality of the pressings, but still pretty cool. And you can see like on the cover, like all the band members, on stage doing their thing. So really, really cool. Johnny, Joey, Dee Dee, and either Marky or Tommy. I think it was Tommy. What is it, 1980? So I think Tommy's still there. And then that's when they switched with Marky. All right, moving on. We've got one of my favorite records, the Rolling Stones Through the Past Darkly, Big Hits Volume 2. And it comes in a octagon-shaped cover. Really, really fascinating. It's got all the Rolling Stone members making smearing their faces on glass. And you can see like Brian Jones there not giving a crap. Everybody else just kind of, making a weird face, and Keith Richards, good lord, and Mick Jagger's nose looks like it's crushed. This is a really cool record. It has one of my favorite Rolling Stones songs on it, We Love You, which really is the most underrated Rolling Stone tracks, in my view, because, hey, it's got John Lennon and Paul McCartney in the background, so technically that's like the only time the Beatles and the Rolling Stones teamed up, so to say. If George and Ringo were there, oh man, it'd be like perfect. But this one is orange. Woo! Look how beautiful this orange record is. And it's got a little black smear right there, but hopefully I can get that out or, not damage it. Hopefully it's not too big of a deal. But yeah, look at that cream orange record. Really, really beautiful. And definitely some of the best tracks from the Rolling Stones early days, like Jumpin' Jack Flash, A Mother's Little Helper, 2000 Light Years from Home, and of course, We Love You, my favorite. It's got to be my favorite Rolling Stones song, to be honest. Really, really cool. I mean, the Rolling Stones are not my favorite band of all time, but they're definitely a band that has earned their reputation. And of course, this came out at the time when Brian Jones passed away, so they had like a little poem here in tribute to him, like, when this you see, remember me, and bear me in your mind. Let all the world say what they may, speak of me as you find. So really, really nice little tribute to Brian Jones there. Definitely the most fascinating member of the Stones before Mick Jagger and Keith Richards officially took over. Really, really great record. I love this record. There's another one like this, but they don't have We Love You and Sitting on Your Fence, I think. There's a couple of songs, like I said, they don't have in the American version, but this is the Record Store Day version, and this is the definitive version of the octagon-shaped covered version of this record. So really, really cool. Now we're moving on to my very first Record Store Day purchase, which is the Sex Pistols Pink covered picture album. If you love the Sex Pistols, I mean, they only had one album, including the Great Rock and Roll Swindle, blah, blah, blah. But, if you're familiar with Nevermind the Bollocks, it's got all the songs. Anarchy in the UK, God Save the Queen, Pretty Vacant, Holidays in the Sun, No More, No Less. They only had one record. And of course, the Pink record is just like the cover of the album. And it is very, very cool. Warner Brothers. And there's the back with the green background and the names, kind of like magazine style, printed or glued on, whatever. Really, really cool. This was 2016, I believe. Let me double check that because I think I purchased it in it doesn't have that year, but it was either 2015 or 2016 that I got this, and it's a really, really cool record. If you like punk, this is the definitive punk record. Ramones, Sex Pistols, Clash, but this is definitely, worth the purchase if you are a punk fan. Up next, we've got Sly and the Family Stones performance at Woodstock. The funky group that's known for songs like I Want to Take You Higher, Stand, Everyday People. But yeah, this is before their song, Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself. And what's interesting about this is that they performed like late at night. I mean, this was like 2 a.m. or something like that. So the band definitely had their work cut out for them. And as you can see, it's another black record. No colors, no designs or nothing. Just their straight out performance of Woodstock. And being on the Woodstock kick that I was on a couple years ago, it was pretty cool to pick up a record from a band that performed at Woodstock. So really, really cool. And I like Sly and the Family Stones records. And, what better way to complete the collection than having a performance at Woodstock. And I think it's really cool, too. Like, the background, you can kind of see it's nighttime. But knowing how big Sly's hair was, it almost looks like his hair is, like, going all over the place. A really kind of interesting image there. Even though that's not all his hair, but it almost makes it look like it. So, really, really cool vinyl. Pick it up if you're a Woodstock collector or if you're a Sly Family Stone collector, and, you'll be happy. All right, next we've got Incense and Peppermints, the Strawberry Alarm Clock record. And I am a huge psychedelic rock fan, and Strawberry Alarm Clock is no exception. I love this band, And what better way to have a record from them than, of course, in a pink record. Yes, look at that pink. Beautiful ice cream pink or bubblegum pink. Oh my god, it's lovely. And of course, they've got songs like, of course, Incense and Peppermints, Birds in My Trees, The World is on Fire. Let's see, Rainy Day, Mushroom Pillow, definitely a good one. If you're familiar with the movie Psych Out, they performed a couple songs in that movie. The movie stars Jack Nicholson in one of his earlier roles before Easy Rider. So really, really cool record. I love the pink, and definitely a really cool cover with their the band in their psychedelic getup. Really, really cool. Definitely an underrated band. People talk about the Zombies being a great psych band, but to me, I was always a fan of Strawberry Alarm Clock than the Zombies. Zombies are good, but I've always liked Strawberry Alarm Clock. Definitely pick this one up if you're a psychedelic fan. And speaking of psychedelic, we're going to come to possibly my favorite psychedelic record from a band that only had one album, Tomorrow. That's right, Tomorrow. Keith West, Steve Howe, and two other members formed the short-lived band Tomorrow, and this album is fantastic. It kind of came at a late time when psychedelic music was just on its way out, but you know, if you're just getting into psychedelic music, this is perfect. I first heard this record in 2013, and well, just look at this record. It's a white album, but it has like red, black, like colors in it. It's just fantastic. This is like pure record store day release. It's like, I don't know what else to say about this record. My White Bicycle, Real Life, Permanent Dream, Revolution, and this is actually the Revolution before the Beatles, and the Beatles actually answered to Tomorrow's version. So this is an historic record, and I wish they had a little bit more to it. There's a couple other demos that they did that I actually wished were on this record, like I think it's the Grateful Dead's Why song. It had a few other songs that they did, and it's a shame it just wasn't like a whole compact thing. Whoever owns the rights to Tomorrow, it'd be really, really cool if they had a record release of everything that was related to Tomorrow. You know, it was only a one-year band from 67 to 68. Really fascinating album, and I would definitely recommend it to anybody who is a true psychedelic rock listener, because look at that. This is Steve Howe before he was in Yes or Asia, so he definitely had a little bit of rock experience before he, you know, went on to a greater fame. So definitely pick up Tomorrow if you can. Definitely one of my favorite records, and I'm sure it will be yours too. So now we're going to come to the final portion of my video, and that is the most recent Record Store Day releases, and it comes from one of my favorite female performers, the lovely Nico, the female singer from the Velvet Underground from the first album, or the Banana album. And this is when she was in her solo career. I mean, just look at that face. Beautiful. I don't care what she looked like from her early days to her later days. She was a beautiful and amazing singer, and just the songs that she performed were just great. And on this record, the Faction was blue, and it's got like a little bit of black designs in there, but this is a pure blue record. I love Nico's work, including her songs My Heart Is Empty and Into the Arena, Fearful of Danger. Really great stuff. This was kind of like her emo era before like her past. This is her last album before she passed away. But she definitely kind of one of the few artists that kind of influenced the era of emo music, so to say. You know, kind of overlooked mainly by critics and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which I'm still disappointed at. She needs to be in it. Please take notice. But yeah, Nico The Faction, really a great album from Nico. And now we're gonna move on to her live performances. Live at the Library Theater of 83, live at the Hackendina. Don't quote me on that. Leave a comment if I said that wrong. Live at the Library Theater of 1980. And the record that I just picked up an hour ago, Nico live in Tokyo 86. Woo! Lovely, Nico. Love it. And this one is a green album. This one's the blue. We've got purple and yellow. Love all her records. Really, really fascinated with Nico's performances. And I'm really glad that they're releasing her records, especially on Record Store Day, just to give her the recognition she deserves. And let me, you can see the covers here, but let me pull out the records really, really quick, except the last one, because I just purchased it, along with one final record that I'll show you guys. But look at that. Woo! Clear yellow. Kind of reminds me of the Banana album if it was released in this format. Beautiful record. Very fascinating. See-through. Clear as crystal. Well, yeah, clear, crystal, yellow. Very, very lovely record. Let me quickly put this back in and show you guys the purple one. Whoop. And this one's pretty cool too. The sleeve has all face shots of her performing and with her band. Lovely, lovely. It's like a film strip. Really cool. And of course, this one's not a clear one. Not as clear as the yellow, but still a cool purple record. No more, no less. And of course, it's got the same songs, My Heart Is Empty, and it even has a couple of Velvet Underground songs like All Tomorrow Parties, Femme Fatale, and, The Doors, her version of The Doors, The End. Nico was a huge fan of Jim Morrison. Of course, they met. And, how can you forget that infamous scene in the Doors movie, which I don't know if it's accurate, but that was my introduction to Nico from the Doors movie with Val Kilmer. And here we got Nico live at the Library Theater. Let me pull this one out really quick. Woo! Another lovely, clear record. And, oh my goodness, what can I say? The Nico records are some of my favorites, just not only in the design, but just in the whole packaging. They just really went all out with Nico, just how she deserves. And now we come to the 2024 record that I just purchased an hour ago, Nico Live in Tokyo. And, since I didn't open it yet, I kind of wanted to do it for this video. Actually, where's my knife? Right over here. Actually, I should have opened the Lou Reed one, but like I said, I prefer Nico than Lou at this moment. There we go. Let me take it out. There we go. And let's see if it kind of has that same beauty of the blue and green and yellow record. Woo! Look at that. Lime green, beautiful, fantastic, amazing, splendid, excellent. I don't know what other words to say. Beautiful record. And I think all of them has My Heart Is Empty. Excuse me. Oh, I love it. All Tomorrow Parties, Femme Fatale. It's a shame they don't have, what's that one song that she also did? I can't even think of it from the top of my head. I'll Be Your Mirror. Yeah. One of my favorites. I love Nico. Yeah. Oh, and one last record that I forgot to show. I got this from my brother. It is the Spawn album from the movie. It has John Leguizamo and whatnot. And it features artists like Korn, Metallica, Marilyn Manson, Slayer, Prodigy. Really, really fascinating record. I'm not going to open it just because I'm about to give it to my brother. But really, really cool. I like the movie, even though it has a mixed reputation. But hey, come on. John Leguizamo is clown. Unforgettable and awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. All of my records. Record Store Day from 2014 to 2024, and I'm going to continue to collect, well, not, many other records on those days, but it's definitely a tradition. It's like Christmas for record collectors. So on the next episode that will involve records, it's just going to be like a collection of all my other records that are, of course, not record store related, but just some fascinating ones, and of course, a library of some of my favorite bands, and just some other obscure artists that many other people may not know about. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with me on this episode of The Collection Crib. I thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Enjoy your record store day, and, well, for others, 420. And I will see you all next time.